season. The A's have taken the field, and the Red Sox are coming up. The Red Sox lineup is brought to you by Dodge. Dave Roberts leads it off in center field. Mark Bellhorn at second base. Manny Ramirez in left. David Ortiz, the DH. Kevin Millar at first base. Jason Varitek doing the catching. Orlando Cabrera at shortstop. Bill Miller at third. And Gabe Kapler getting the start in right as the Red Sox go up against Barry Zito.
Zito has finally got his record over 500. He is 10-9 now on the season with a 4.58 ERA. He's had a much better second half than the first half of the season. And, of course, September has always been his month. 16-2 in the month of September with a 2.34 ERA. Second time he's faced the Red Sox this year. Back on July 6th, the Red Sox beat him up at Fenway Park. Only lasted 4 innings, gave up 9 hits and 6 earned runs in that ball game. Oakland defense is brought to you by the New England Toyota dealers, and it'll be Eric Chavez at third base, Bobby Crosby the shortstop, Marco Scudero at second, and Scott Hatterberg at first. In the outfield tonight, Eric Burns, who made a great play at Fenway Park against the Red Sox earlier this season, he will tonight be in right field. Mark Kotze in center, and Nick Swisher will be the left fielder. Damian Miller doing the catching. Oakland A's, of course, first in the league in defense. They've only made 71 errors on the season.
Larry Young hasn't played. Angel Hernandez at first base. Mike Everett, the umpire, at second, and Brian Knight, the umpire, at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Dave Roberts in on the left side, and the first pitch of this one is in there for strike one to Roberts, and we're underway.
First pitch, 707.
Roberts at 278 with a home run and 9 runs batted in. Lee Damon still out of the Red Sox lineup. Grounded back to Zito. He's able to snare it. He fires to first to retire Roberts with the first out.
Now batting number 12, Mark Bellhorn.
So Roberts is retired and brings up Mark Bellhorn. Bellhorn at 265, 15 homers and 69 runs batted in. "79 degrees here tonight. It was a very warm afternoon. The warmest I can remember coming here, Jim.
Yeah, this is very unusual, Don. They've had very warm temperatures both in San Francisco and Oakland during the day in the 90s, which is very unusual here. I mean, at nighttime to be 79 degrees at game time, I don't think I've ever experienced that here at the, well, like, not the Coliseum anymore, Network Associates.
Breeze it picks up from time to time. Bellhorn takes the 1-1 for ball 2. It's 2-1 now to Bellhorn. Mark has been hot over the last 11 games. Yesterday was 0 for 4 in the final game of the homestand for the Red Sox and snapped his 10-game hitting streak. Rolls this one down the third base line. Chavez picks it up and can do nothing with it. And Bellhorn's able to beat it out at first base.
Well, that's that curveball from Barry Zito, and Bellhorn just topping it down the third base line. Eric Chavez, one of the best defensive third basemen in all of baseball, really has no play at all. It's almost like a perfect bunt down the third base line by Bellhorn. Chavez well behind the bag, will charge it, play it with the backhand, but wisely does not make the throw. I'll tell you what, when you throw a ball away at first base here, it goes for a while. A lot of foul territory.
2 bases. As Manny Ramirez standing in with Bellhorn at first base and 1 down. Takes the first pitch strike from Zito. Ramirez at 316, 37 home runs, and 110 runs batted in.
It's going to be interesting, Don, with these warm conditions. Usually at night here, the ball does not carry that well. That may change with this heat.
Nice strike, and it's 0-2 to Ramirez. He's not had a great time of it against Barry Zito in his career. Rico. Mark Kotsay leading it off in center field for the A's. Eric Burns in right. Eric Chavez at third base. And Scott Hatteberg at first. Damian Miller does the catching. Rubio Durazo, the DH. Bobby Crosby, the rookie, at shortstop. Nick Swisher in left field, and Marco Scudero at second base bats ninth as the A's go up against Bronson Arroyo.
Bronson trying to bounce back from a tough outing last time out against the Anaheim Angels. Only lasted 2 2/3 in that ball game, and you could tell right from the beginning in that start that Arroyo did not have his good stuff. 0-1 this year against Oakland, only lasting 3 1/3 against the A's, giving up 6 earned runs in that game. That was back at Fenway Park back on May the 27th.
Kotsay in on the left side. On the grass at third base is Bill Miller. Kotsay features a .303 batting average, 12 homers, and 56 runs batted in. Kotsay hits it high in the air down the right field line, headed for the corner, and that ball will be gone. Mark Kotsay's 13th home run of the year puts the A's on top very quickly, 1-0.
Now the A's want to send a early message to the Red Sox that they are no longer playing at Fenway Park, and certainly Kotsay has a quick say about that. Number 13, as Don mentioned on the season, he's wishing that ball stayed fair, and it did.
There's Eric Burns, the right fielder. Burns overall at .288 to begin the night, 19 homers and 71 runs driven in. This one is hit on a line into left center field. Ramirez into the slide as he get by him to the track of the wall. Burns can fly around second and a retreat to the bag at second base. That outfield is really a mess and very slippery out there as the Oakland Raiders have played some games here, and there were some real bare spots out there as well.
And you can see by Manny's pants what they've done out there. They've painted a lot of that outfield. That's a breaking ball from Arroyo toward the end of the bat, but still, that grass is so thin out there, it just quickly gets all the way out to the wall, even after the slide by Ramirez. Now, Burns is thinking 3, but with nobody out, does the wise thing and stops at second base. Yeah, this field in September, when they start playing football, really becomes a bad outfield.
And the way the football field runs really is bullpen to bullpen. You can see some of the lines that are still there. And of course, they extend the stands down onto the field. And they have the benches as well, which is what the real problem is out there at left center and right center. As Eric Chavez grounds the first one foul and breaks the bat.
You get a look at high above home plate, you see the football field markings that run right across the infield, and the white chalk that they put down, they just paint green over that.
So a home run and a double for the A's here in the last half of the first inning. As Chavez takes the ball inside. Chavez at .284 with 27 homers and 65 runs batted in. In the last 7 games, Chavez has walked 11 times. A very patient hitter, and he's ahead 3-1. He's tied for the American League lead in walks, a career high 82 walks for him, despite missing over a month of the season. Swing and a miss, and a full count now to Chavez.
Better location for the breaking ball this time for Bronson Arroyo, down in off the plate against Chavez.
To center field, sinking fast. Roberts coming in, diving, and he makes the catch. Burns back to the bag at second. First look didn't look like Roberts was going to have a chance, but he dives head first to rob Chavez of a base hit for the inning's first out.
Yeah, Roberts plays a little bit more shallow than Johnny Damon does in center field, and that gives him a chance to make that play. Diving play. I'll tell you what, if that ball gets by him, there's going to be guys running for a while, because that are going all the way out to the 400 mark. Terrific play there by David Roberts.
10, Scott Hatteberg, first base.
Here comes former Red Sox catcher Scott Hatteberg. Hatteberg hitting at .310, 14 homers and 76 runs batted in. Last year when the Red Sox came here to Oakland, Hatteberg was actually leading off a couple of those games, and now he's in the cleanup spot.
And that's a little bit of a surprise. A cleanup hitter with a man in scoring position faking a bunt.
Hatteberg, one of the toughest guys in the league to strike out. Takes the strike there to even the count at 1-1. Hatteberg has hit safely in 13 of the last 14 games. Ken Maka's A's winning 8 of the last 10. And a tough loss yesterday against Toronto. In center field, Roberts on the run, back there waiting now. And he makes the catch for the second out. Burns trying to tag up and get to third. The throw to third is not in time.
Now Burns has excellent speed, and he will run the bases with reckless abandon, as you saw last year in the playoff series. Back to tag up on that ball that's hit very deep by Hatteberg. The head first slide into third base.
Catcher.
So 2 down, Burns at third base, and here's Damian Miller, the catcher for the A's. On the ground to third base, Bill Miller bobbles it for a moment, but still has time to throw out the Oakland catcher. And the A's are gone. A home run for Mark Kotsay to begin the inning has Oakland on top 1-0. 3 games back in New York to begin the evening, and with the Rangers' loss, the Rangers are starting to fall back in the wild card situation, 7.5 games back of the Red Sox. The Angels are off tonight. As we head to the top half of the second inning, the A's on a home run by Mark Kotsay with the 1-0 advantage. And Kevin Millar leading it off here in the second inning.
I can imagine, Don, where the Yankees would be without El Duque right now. He's been an unbelievable story for New York.
It really has, and certainly they needed somebody to step up. And a very big surprise in El Duque. Zito gave up an infield hit to Mark Bellhorn in the first inning, but so far that's been it. He struck out David Ortiz to end the first. Pulled on that pitch, and it's 1-2.
Now, this was supposed to be a playoff type atmosphere here in Oakland, but it's certainly far from that. Very quiet here before the game. It started to pick up when they started to announce the players, especially on the Red Sox side.
Usually this is a kind of a rowdy crowd here.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought, you know, being a holiday, I thought they were expecting a full house here, but it's far from that. First time, of course, the Red Sox have been back since the victory here to move on against the Yankees a year ago.
Full count now to Millar. Will be followed by Jason Varitek and Orlando Cabrera here in the second inning. Inside of third and foul, and you get a look at that big rangy foul ground here in Oakland.
Now, that's one of the reasons throughout the years that this has always been a pitcher-friendly ballpark. It has changed somewhat because the gaps here have been moved in since they put that big monstrosity up in center field.
Ball 4, the Red Sox have the lead man on. First walk given up by Barry Zito.
Well, for the second consecutive year, the Red Sox will team up with the American Red Cross and Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center to host a blood drive on Saturday, September 11th at Fenway Park. The drive will run from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the 406 Club. Donors receive a commemorative gift and will be entertained by Red Sox personalities while they wait. Please join us September 11th in supporting this important effort to help save lives.
Millar at first base, and here's Jason Varitek. Varitek hit .308, 17 homers and 64 runs batted in. He's now hit safely in 11 straight games, hitting at .442 during the 11-game hitting streak.
And he has been outstanding this year against left-handed pitchers, .365, but you can see in his career has had troubles against Barry Zito.
Varitek ahead, 2-1. Held on at first base by Scott Hatteberg. This one grounded to first. Hatteberg, the second base for one. The relay back to first, not in time. Barry Zito covered. And some strange footwork for him there at the bag at first. Varitek able to get in.
Oakland almost turned over a beautiful 3-6-1 double play. Hatteberg to the backhand and throws inside to Crosby, the shortstop. Zito covering first base, but not quite in time to get Varitek. There's Millar going after Crosby, but he never had to leave his feet.
So one down, Jason Varitek at first base, and here's Orlando Cabrera. Sox shortstop batting at .281, 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. Mentioned that Barry Zito's been up and down this season. Last year he was 14-12 for the A's. The season before, 23 wins in 2002. He was 23-5 that season. First-round draft choice by Oakland back in 1999. And very quickly got to the big leagues. First season in the majors was 2000. Here's Varitek. The pitch is a strike throw down. Will be not in time. Very close, kind of a bang-bang play. Scudero playing the tag with Varitek with the stolen base.
Now, a lot of things working in the base runner's favor against Zito. He has the high leg kick, #1, and then it's the slow curveball. So Varitek with a pretty good jump, but also had the benefit of that curveball, the pop-up slide, and Jason himself making the safe call.
He does that often.
Yeah, he likes to call his own game.
Second straight inning, the Red Sox have had a base runner in scoring position. Bellhorn was left there in the first inning.
That's a little cut fastball that Zito will throw primarily into to right-handed hitters.
They're grounding it foul outside of third and hangs at 2-2. We mentioned the A's great record at home. They have the best record in the major leagues at home. Tonight begins a season-ending stretch for the A's, where they'll play 17 of their last 26 games at home.
Now that's certainly good news for them.
And the 10-game homestand that begins here tonight, they'll entertain Cleveland after the Red Sox leave town for 3 games, and then Texas for 4. And as Cabrera hits it out to center field, Kotze is there. And there's 2 down in the inning. Varitek bluffing, but staying on the bag at second.
That's the first time that Cabrera has ever faced Zito. Zito gets him on a changeup on a fly ball to center field. Not hit deep enough for Varitek to advance to third.
2 down. Veritek still at second base, and here comes Bill Miller. We're at 287, 11 home runs and 51 runs batted in. Chopped right side towards Scudero. High hop and the throw that's in time to get Miller at first and to end the inning. The Red Sox stranding another base runner. We played an inning and a half. Oakland on top 1-0. It's Coliseum ready for the last half of the second inning with the A's on top 1-0. The Rubio Durazo, Bobby Crosby, and Nick Swisher to face Bronson Arroyo. Kind of a tough start. First 2 batters that he faced in the A's lineup in the bottom of the first. Mark Kotze with a home run to right. And then Eric Burns with a double, but Burns would not score as Royals settled down to get Chavez, Hatteberg, and Miller to conclude the last half of the first inning.
Red Sox have the big shift on Durazo in the infield. Cabrera to the second base side of second base. Bellhorn playing short right field, and Kevin Millar very close to the line.
Durazo with very good numbers this season, a .321 batting average, 21 homers, and 78 runs batted in.
The A's have a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the third. The popular Boston rock and roll band, the Dropkick Murphys, recently released their new single, Tessie. It's the story about the song that helped Boston win the first World Series in 1903. The band is donating all proceeds from this single to the Red Sox Foundation. For more information or order your copy, visit their website, dropkickmurphys.com.
Top half of the third inning. Yeah, this was in between innings. We're heading to the Red Sox clubhouse along with Chris Carretti. Not sure if there's any kind of medical problem so far for Arroyo tonight. We'll keep a close eye on that situation as the Red Sox come to bat here in the third inning. Gabe Kapler to lead it off.
Well, there doesn't seem to be concern in the Red Sox dugout because there's nobody warming up in the bullpen. Get a little rowdy out in that area too, around that bullpen area.
This is a pretty rowdy crowd. We've talked about it before. So far tonight it's been pretty quiet, but this is a group that does a fair amount of tailgating. It's almost like a Raiders game here on a nightly basis for the A's fans. And a huge tailgating area outside with the parking lot wrapped around the outside of the stadium. So shortstop Bobby Crosby. Hot step, and he throws out Kapler for the first out of the inning.
Now, Don, we mentioned earlier this has been a very good defensive team, the Oakland Athletics. First in the league, only 71 errors in 136 games. But they had a tough day yesterday in Toronto.
5 of them.
Yeah, 5 of those 71 yesterday.
Roberts showing bunt and taking a ball. This Oakland team, much like the last couple of years, really turning it on in the second half. Since July 24th, they're 30-11. They went from a 4.5 game deficit in the American League West to a 3-game lead over that span. So becoming a recurring pattern for Oakland over the last few years, and that's a slow first half and a great second half. Roberts jumping out of the way, but he gets the bad news from Larry Young. It's a strike.
Johnny Damon out of the lineup again tonight, still being bothered by that pinky finger on his right hand, giving him problems swinging the bat. You're going to wonder, Don, how long that's going to aggravate him.
This is grounded to Crosby. There's the first, and there's 2 down. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric?
Well, it's 4 games now for Johnny Damon out of this Red Sox lineup, and he probably could play if there wasn't someone like Dave Roberts who could come on in his place and make a fine defensive play like we saw before. Johnny says swinging the bat is the big problem right now.
Yeah, I've got so much energy in me right now, you know. But the thing is, Tito knows he can use me, but they want me to be healthy down the stretch and in the playoffs. So, I mean, we've got to so much depth on this team that, you know, they're just telling me to take it easy, keep the legs in shape, and, you know, pretty much telling me they don't need me.
You know they do need him. He is leading the league in runs scored, the catalyst at the top of the lineup, guys.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. And talking to Johnny a little bit yesterday, he's going to tape up the bottom of that bat. If you can see, I saw it there for a moment. It's got a lot of tape on it. He uses that bottom hand mostly. And it's certainly a problem for him, but right here, you don't know how long this is going to linger. Chavez at third, one of the game's best third basemen. Close out Mark Ellhorn to end the inning. The Red Sox down in order. Through 2.5, Oakland on top 1-0.
Ladies, we love change. Watch this Chase Lounge turn into...
Back in Oakland, a 1-0 Athletics lead. If you have tickets to the sold-out Jimmy Buffett concerts at Fenway Park, here are a few helpful hints to make your concert experience as enjoyable as possible. Arrive early. Public transportation is the easiest and most efficient way to get to Fenway. Enter Fenway at the gate specified on your ticket. And finally, a reminder that due to the City of Boston regulations, tailgating is strictly prohibited. There'll be regular alcoholic beverage sales inside Fenway Park until 45 minutes before the expected conclusion of the show.
Last half of the third inning, and second time through now for Bronson Arroyo. He's going to face Mark Kotsay to begin the inning. Kotsay hit a home run to right field back in the first inning. The difference in this one so far tonight. The home run for Kotsay was his 13th home run of the season, and just fair down that right field line. Has had very good numbers against the Red Sox in his first season in an Oakland A's uniform. Left field, down the left field line. That'll make its way towards the Oakland bullpen. In the last 33 games, Mark Kotsay hitting at .245. Very slow start to the season, hitting at .228 over the first 36 games. And then over the next 54 games, he hit at .394. And 9 of his 13 home runs this year have given the A's the lead, as it did tonight. To right field, hit deep and far again. Kapler going back and looking up, and that's gone. 2 solo home runs tonight for Mark Kotsay, and the A's have the 2-0 lead.
That's almost the same pitch that Kotsay hit back in the first inning for the home run, except this one was a little bit lower. The one in the first inning was a little bit higher than that, but again, that ball on the inner third of the plate, and Kotsay with 2 home runs already in this ball game. That ball was hit a long way.
So Kotsay led off the first with a home run. He leads off the third with a home run. And here's Eric Burns. Burns doubled in the first inning. Third career 2 home run game for Mark Kotsay. Miss by Burns on the 1-1, and it's 1-2.
Bronson Arroyo on the season coming into this game had only allowed 13 home runs. But 2 already in this game, and both of the same guy, Kotsay.
Inside this time, and it evens up now at 2-2. Burns has career highs this year in bats, runs, hits, doubles, home runs, and RBIs. There's a little blooper. Up there is Cabrera to make the catch 3 strides on the outfield grass. The first out of the inning. So Burns is retired, and Eric Chavez making his way to the plate.
Third baseman, Eric Chavez.
Chavez lined up to center field his first time up. A diving catch by Dave Roberts out there in center field. Into right center, a base hit. Reach of Mark Bellhorn. Kapler up with it quickly, and Chavez held to the one-out single.
Chavez is really hot since coming off the disabled list back on July 9th. 321 coming into the game today. That's a changeup, but again, bad location. You see Veritek set up away. That changeup was down, but it stayed right out over the plate, and Chavez hits it hard for the base hit.
Chavez at first base, and here's Scott Hatteberg. Right out to center field his first time up. Right, foul down the right field line. He crushed that ball, but a foul ball. Hatteberg now 34 years of age and in his third season as a member of the Oakland A's. With the Red Sox from 1995 through 2001, and now member of the A's for the third year in a row. Right side to Bellhorn. He'll go to second base for one, on to first, a double play. 4-6 to 3 on the inning-ending double play. The A's get another run on the home run by Mark Kotsay, and it's 2-0 Oakland. To work with as the Red Sox send up the heart of their order. Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz, and Kevin Millar expected in the inning. Zito has now retired 5 Red Sox in a row, and the last 4 on ground ball outs. And he bounced out to second base his first time up tonight, back in the first inning. So far tonight for the Red Sox, an infield hit from Mark Bellhorn in the first inning, and that has been it. The only other base runners for the Red Sox, Millar reached on a walk in the second inning. Veritek reaching on a fielder's choice. The Red Sox had stranded 2 men on through the first 3 innings.
Red Sox will miss Mark Mulder in this series. Mark Redmond tomorrow, and of course Tim Hudson in the final game. What a matchup that is against Pedro Martinez.
And he lifts it high in the air to deep right field. Eric Burns back there in front of the wall. He will leap it. It is going to be gone. A home run for Ramirez. And his 38th home run to add on to his league leading total. And the Red Sox have cut the Oakland lead in half. It's now 2-1.
I'll tell you what, Don, the ball is really flying tonight in this ballpark. Ramirez to the opposite field, right above the scoreboard. And again, you know, that gap out there is not very deep at all, but Ramirez able to move that ball deep enough. Burns goes back to the wall. He'll jump, but it's going to be up over the scoreboard for the home run.
Just kind of drifting back to right, like he thought he was going to have a chance to make the play. David Ortiz, a strikeout victim in the first.
That's the 24th home run that Zito has given up, and you see Manny now at 385, tied with Dwight Evans for 45th on the all-time home run list.
One and one to David Ortiz. Outfield deep and straight away on Ortiz. The deepest is Burns in right. As Ortiz with a big swing and a miss. You see Burns deeply situated out there in right field. foul outside of first base, and it's still 1-2 to David Ortiz. David Ortiz had a home run yesterday. On Saturday and Sunday, and he hits one deep and far to right field. Looking up, and it is gone. Ramirez and Ortiz go back-to-back here in the top of the fourth inning to tie the game at 2.
Now back-to-back, Ramirez and Ortiz both going to the same field, right field. Manny with the opposite field swing will plant it on top of that scoreboard for the home run. And then Ortiz, we gave you the numbers earlier. Zito has problems against lefties. That looked like a cut fastball, and Ortiz just crushes it. So that quickly, we're tied up here in Oakland.
That is the 10th time this season that the Red Sox have gone back-to-back. It is the 5th time that it has been the combination of Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz, and the 4th straight time that it's been those two to do it. And Millar, who walked his first time up. Sox have been pretty quiet through the first 3 innings, but back-to-back home runs to begin things here in the 4th. Manny Ramirez with his 38th home run of the year. David Ortiz with his 36th. And just like that, we're tied at 2. Millar after the 1-2, and he lifts it into short left field. Crosby, the shortstop, well out, and he makes the catch. It's time now for our Aflac trivia question. And our question tonight: what 2 left-handed pitchers have won the Cy Young Award with the Oakland A's? We'll have the answer for you in the next half inning.
I think I got it, Don.
I think you would have faced one of them, if I'm not mistaken. There's Jason Varitek taking a first pitch strike. Varitek reaching on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Ruled on that pitch and is quickly down 0-2. Jason riding the 11-game hitting streak. Good numbers during the streak as well. Not only the .442 batting average. Speed and missing up top with Zito, 1-2.
One thing I learned today in the city of San Francisco, that I don't like demonstrations.
No.
This being Labor Day, there was a labor demonstration in Union Square that lasted from about 11:30 to 2 o'clock this afternoon.
We blocked off a couple of streets outside our hotel.
But the chants, they would change the chant like every 5 minutes, and it was painful to listen to.
The guy in the megaphone I found to be the most annoying.
Very annoying.
Just missing. And a full count down to Jason Varitek. Varitek lines it foul just outside the line down the left field line. And a full count still to Jason Varitek. Zito 10-9. Going to get his 11th win of the year. To Hopper, to Crosby at shortstop. And he throws out Varitek for the 2nd out of the inning.
I'd have to think, Don, that Crosby probably would be the rookie of the year this year in the American League, taking over at shortstop Miguel Tejada. having a pretty solid season for the Athletics.
Leading in many offensive categories among rookies in the American League. Had some trouble defensively at Fenway Park. The Red Sox faced them in the first 6 games of the year between these two clubs. Cabrera sending it to third base. Chavez rolls out Cabrera, and the Red Sox are retired. But back-to-back home runs, Ramirez and Ortiz. And we are tied at 2. Ready for the last half of the 4th inning. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. And our question is, what 2 Oakland left-handers have won the AL Cy Young Award? And the answer, Barry Zito did in 2002 with 23 wins, and Vita Blue back in 1971. And certainly Mark Mulder has an opportunity to get the Cy Young perhaps this year. He has 17 wins. Kurt Schilling with more wins than Mulder, but another Oakland lefty with a shot. Well, Zito was 23-5 in 2002. Vita Blue was 24-8. He's also the American League MVP as well. The right-handers have also won the Cy Young Award for Oakland. Catfish Hunter, Bob Welch, and Dennis Eckersley. Damian Miller grounding softly to Bellhorn, who throws him out at first base for the first out of the inning. 1974 Cy Young Award winner, Catfish Hunter.
Of course, after that, Catfish ending up with the New York Yankees.
Is he tough on you?
No, not really.
You
As
did
a matter
pretty
of
well
fact,
against
yeah,
Catfish?
he was a control guy. You know, he'd come right after you. He didn't want to walk you. Had a home run off him in Yankee Stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
How about Vita Blue? How'd you do against Vita?
Zippo, nothing.
Here's Rubio Durazo, who hit one to the warning track in left field back in the 2nd inning. The Red Sox with the shift on him once again. Nice swing and a miss, and Durazo down 0-2. Now 3 for his last 16. The Oakland designated hitter with 21 home runs on the season. And he begins the night 5th in the American League in batting average at .321. Shift is on, and it's Miller around the bag at second base. He throws out Durazo, and there's 2 down.
Second time that Durazo has gone to the opposite field. First time it was a fly ball to left field. Manny Ramirez that time hit hard on the ground, but the shift pays off as Bill Miller standing right there. Of course, even if the shortstop was standing right there, they would have been a fairly routine play, but it's Bill Miller, the third baseman, making it.
So 2 down in the inning, and here's Bobby Crosby, who hit a double his first time up. One of 5 Oakland hits. He's out hitting the Red Sox 5-3. The league leaders are brought to you by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Boston Red Sox. And the category is home runs among rookies. Bobby Crosby with 18 of them, far ahead of Bucky Jacobson, who we saw. And we'll see again over the weekend when the Red Sox take on the Seattle Mariners as part of this West Coast swing. Kevin Youkilis is in the top 5 with his 7. John Buck of Kansas City. The tapper back to Arroyo off the third base side of the hill. He throws out Crosby in a nice 1-2-3 inning for Bronson Arroyo. We played 4 from Oakland, tied at 2. You know, because it was really overshadowed by the Yankees-Red Sox series. That was a tremendous series between the Red Sox and the A's.
Oh, it was, and the Red Sox, of course, looked like they were going to be out, down 0-2, coming back to Fenway Park. And Derek Lowe coming out of the bullpen to get strike 3 against Terrence Long, and it was on in New York.
There's Bill Miller to lead it off in the 5th. This was kind of the controversial last pitch from Garrett Lowe, really what took place after the pitch. A lot of the A's taking exception to that, of course. Miller sending it left side to Bobby Crosby. Miller retired for the first out of the inning. Ken Maka had a long offseason, and the things that he thought of most was the Miguel Tejada play, where he did kind of stopped running, thought he had been obstructed, and then, of course, Eric Burns not touching the plate. Either of those two things happened, and it might have been a different game altogether in the end of that series for the Red Sox, who were down 0-2 at the time. Here's Gabe Kapler, bounced out to shortstop his first time up.
Well, just as shocked and stunned as the Athletics were after that game, the Red Sox had that same feeling 7 games later against the New York Yankees.
Terry Francona was talking about it before the game. He was on the other side of it, of course, last year as the bench coach for Ken Maka. Well, you're excited while the game's going on, and then as soon as it's over, you're packing your stuff and you're heading home. It happens very quickly.
Yeah, it does, and I can speak from experience from 1978 playoff game.
That happened very quickly.
You come to the ballpark with your luggage packed to go on if you win, and you find yourself very shortly after that going back home to unpack your luggage and sitting down to watch the playoffs. Not a good feeling.
Miss. Kapler strikes out. Second strikeout for Barry Zito, and there's 2 down.
Not a good curveball. Zito got away with one, a real bad one that was high and looked like out of the zone, but Kapler chased it, and Zito picks up the strikeout. That's really not where he wants that pitch.
This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank. There's Zito's .651 career winning percentage. 33rd best in Oakland history. 10-9 so far this season. Back over the numbers for Zito. 14 wins last year, 23 wins in 2002. That was the year that he won the Cy Young Award. He was 17-8 in 2001, and even his first season in the major leagues, spent partially at AAA and partially here in Oakland. He was 7-4. Played collegiately at UC Santa Barbara and then transferred to the University of Southern California. It's an All-American selection, the Trojans. And is still just 25 years of age. Went to high school in San Diego, California. And 2-2 to Dave Roberts. This is away and a full count now. Mark Bellhorn waiting on deck. Red Sox have just 3 hits tonight. 2 are home runs. Solo shots by Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz last inning. The other hit belongs to the gentleman on deck, Mark Bellhorn, who had an infield hit back in the first inning. Roberts strikes out to end the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Zito. He's got 3 in all. Red Sox go in order in the 5th. We're tied at 2.
We are back here in Oakland, and just a couple of minutes ago, Don and Jerry were talking about the recent history between the A's and the Red Sox. Well, there's a lot of respect certainly this year. Both teams on a collision course into this game, almost identical records over the last 3 weeks. And A's manager Ken Maka has a lot of respect for what the Red Sox have been able to do so far.
Well, we've played very well. I mean, the Angels have been playing very well also, and the Red Sox took care of them last week. So they got a powerful offensive club, got great pitching. Their bullpen, they've built it up and improved their defense. So they got a great club. We're going to have to play really good to win some games in this series.
How similar have the two teams been? The A's have won 16 of their last 19 games. The Red Sox 17 of their last 19 games, Don.
Well, Eric, thank you very much. Red Sox playing great baseball at home. Able to take 9 out of 10 and eked out a victory yesterday against the Texas Rangers. Here they are on the road in their last West Coast swing of the regular season. Red Sox here against the A's, and then we'll wrap up this road trip in Seattle. Mike Swisher popped out to the shortstop his first time up.
Well, it may not be the last West Coast swing, as the Red Sox may return in postseason play.
Let's hope they do. Fisher pops it up again. Bill Miller ranging into foul ground. A lot of it here in Oakland, and he handles the first out of the inning.
I don't know, ever since Bronson went up to the clubhouse with Chris Correnti, he's been throwing the ball much better. Did give up the home run, the second home run to Kotsay, but since that time, very good. So, you know, last time out against Anaheim, he could never get the feel in that ball game and had a very short outing. He looks like he's battled through it a little bit here tonight.
Last inning, he had a 1-2-3 inning on 3 ground ball outs. It was only the 4th time in his last 21 innings. The last 4 starts that he's had a 1-2-3 inning. Last start, he threw 68 pitches. He's at 58 already tonight. With 1 out in the 5th inning. Pops it up foul. Varitek coming back with the mask off. And he makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 foul outs here for the Oakland A's for the first 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
Not as much foul territory behind home plate as there once was here in Oakland. They have added those luxury seats, a few rows of them down in the front that have been in now for a few years.
It's kind of strange here in Oakland that the dugouts do not connect to the clubhouse. You've got to kind of go behind those stands to get to the clubhouses from both dugouts, the A's and the Red Sox, as Kotsay has 2 homers tonight. He'll keep this one in the park. And Roberts will make the catch. 1-2-3 go the A's on just 7 pitches. We played 5 from Oakland, tied at 2. Tied at 2 at the end of 5 innings, and this game summary is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Kotsay getting it started in the bottom of the 1st inning with his 13th home run of the year, solo shot. He would follow it up in the 3rd inning with another solo home run, this time to right center field to give Oakland the 2-0 lead. But the Red Sox answer in the top of the 4th. Manny Ramirez, his 38th home run of the year to begin the inning. They go back-to-back. David Ortiz, his 36th. And we are tied 2-2 as we head to the 6th inning. This is the 11th game this season that the Red Sox have had 2 home runs. Home runs for each. Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz. 11th game this season that they have done that. And it ties a Red Sox record. George Scott and Jim Rice in 1977. Ted Williams and Jimmy Fox did it in 1946. Expected in the inning as Mark Bellhorn bats to lead it off. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Bellhorn with 1 of only 3 Red Sox hits. An infield hit to 3rd base back in the 1st inning for Bellhorn. Miss. It evens up now at 2-2 to Bellhorn. Now to Bellhorn. Millar walked back in the 2nd inning, the only walk for Zito so far tonight. there's the second walk given up by Barry Zito tonight. So the lead runner on for the Red Sox for the 4th time in 6 innings, and here comes Manny Ramirez.
The fielder, Manny Ramirez.
Ramirez grounding out to second base in the 1st inning, hit a home run in the 4th. Adding to his league-leading total tonight with his 38th home run of the season. David Ortiz right in behind him. Canerco, A-Rod, and Gary Sheffield.
2 Red Sox, 2 Yankees, with the White Sox mixed in between. The home run leaders in the American League.
Barry Zito has pitched better lately. He has won 3 of his last 4 decisions. 9-4 winner last time out against the Baltimore Orioles. And twisting out of the way of that pitching and misses to make the count 2-1. In the 9 losses that Barry Zito has, the A's have scored just 10 runs in those 9 losses for Zito. So not a lot of run support. Is away and falls behind Ramirez 3-1. Zito started against the Red Sox on July 6th. The A's were shut out 11-0. The Red Sox with the victory that day. He went just 4 innings, giving up 9 hits and 7 runs. And carves a foul to the backstop and a full count now.
The changeup that time from Zito on the 3-1 count to Ramirez.
At first, Ramirez waiting on the 3-2. Throws it off to the right.
And we mentioned that Zito's had a better record in the second half, but really the ERA is just about the same. Not a huge difference. I think it was 4.63 in the first half and about 4.50 here in the second half of the season.
He had not allowed a home run in his last 4 starts. Manny Ramirez homered off him, as did David Ortiz. Now Manny hits one to left field. Nick Swisher is there to make the catch shy of the track. And fires it back into the infield. So Ramirez retired for the first out of the inning.
Now, each time the Red Sox win at Fenway Park, Hood donates $1,500 to the Hood Home Team Advantage charity program. The program benefits children's hospitals throughout New England. It's another reason you can feel good about Hood.
So 1 down in the inning. Bellhorn at first, and here's David Ortiz. As we take a look at those numbers, the breakdown of the first half and the second half. And you're right, Jerry, about the ERA. But the record certainly much better for Barry Zito. And the same can be said for the Oakland A's. They've become a second half team in the last few years. First, the pitch is a ball to throw down will hit Bellhorn, and he steals second base.
Now the Red Sox may have something because twice tonight they have tried steals, and in both times they have caught the breaking ball from Barry Zito. Veritek earlier in the ball game, and now Bellhorn. That throw actually looked like it hit Bellhorn as he slid head first into second base. His 6th steal of the season has not been thrown out.
Bellhorn in scoring position as he was in the first inning. The Red Sox couldn't get him in. Just off the outside edge to Ortiz, and it's now 3-0. Zito off the backside of the mound. Ortiz out after the 3-0 pitch and foul tipping into the catcher's mitt. Yesterday, Ortiz hitting his home run on a 3-0 pitch.
Well, again, confident they're going to get a fastball from Zito in that 3-0 situation, but no contact that time by David Ortiz.
On low and ball 4 to David Ortiz. The second walk of the inning given up by Barry Zito. The third walk of the outing.
I mean, it's to a point now, Don, where I don't think any team should be surprised that the Red Sox are going to be swinging 3-0 with not all of their players, but certain guys. It's been a regular pattern all season long for Terry Francona. And in a lot of occasions, it's really paid off.
So 2 on, 1 away. And here's Kevin Millar. Walked in the second inning, popped out to shortstop in the 4th inning. Zito bluffing off the backside of the mound. Scudero coming over from second base, and Bellhorn back to the bag. Tried to hold up. Looked like he changed his mind in the middle.
Now they get fooled. It was a changeup on the first pitch from Zito. And, of course, we all know that Millar just sits on fastball, fastball, fastball.
Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Zito walking 2 in the inning. He walked Mark Bellhorn to begin the inning. Got Ramirez to line out to left. And walked David Ortiz. Millar taking a close pitch. And it misses to make it 1-2.
Wow. I guess it was called for being inside. I almost said Millar on the elbow.
Chopped softly, foul. Zito on the run to make sure, and it is a foul ball. Zito had 100 pitches through 5 1/3 innings. Bellhorn at second base, Ortiz at first with 1 down. Strike 3 call. Millar will take with him the 4th strikeout for Barry Zito. First a few words for Larry Young.
Well, remember the curveball earlier in the count. It looked like that was pretty much the same location difference. This is a fastball from Zito. Same reaction from Millar, but a different call by Larry Young, the home plate umpire.
So 2 down. Bellhorn still at second base. David Ortiz at first. And here's Jason Varitek. He's 0 for 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice and bounced out to shortstop. Varitek taking the first pitch, strike. Missing high that time, and it evens up now 1-1 to Varitek. Red Sox yesterday chartering here after the game at home with Texas. Getting in around 10:30 West Coast time last night. Oakland coming back from Toronto after their series. It's shoots it foul outside of first, and it's 1-2. Two on, two out, and Veritek waiting on the 1-2. Down and in, even the count now at 2-2. Grounding it foul beyond the Oakland dugout into the seats.
And these long at bats are really piling up the pitches quickly for Barry Zito.
Up over 100 pitches. He's had to throw 28 pitches in the inning. He throws 78 through 5. 2-2. Third second, a broken bat grounder right at Scudero, who throws to first to end the inning. And the Red Sox strand 2. We played 5.5, tied at 2.
Runs have been the story for both teams in this game tonight. We're better than Fenway Park to hold your next party, corporate function, wedding, or any other special event. From the beautiful 406 Club overlooking the field to the green monster seats or the new right field roof, Fenway Park has several locations ideally suited to meet your needs. For more information, send an email to events@redsox.com.
Leading off Brooklyn, right fielder.
Well, the pitching line is brought to you by Nissan. 60 pitches deep is Bronson Arroyo. His pitch count in much better shape than Barry Zito's. Arroyo through 5 innings, giving up the 2 runs, both solo home runs to Mark Kotsay. And he has not walked anybody, nor has he struck anybody out. Aces 2, 3, and 4 in the Oakland order here in the last half of the 6th inning. Eric Burns, Eric Chavez, and Scott Hatteberg expected in the inning.
You know, you go over the stats prior to the ball game, of course, the league stats, and when you look at on-base percentage, 5 of the top 10 are in this ball game tonight, either with the Red Sox or with Oakland. And of course, both offenses, general managers kind of build their offense around guys with good on-base percentage. Chavez, Ramirez, Veritek, Hatteberg, and Durazo, all in the top 10 in the American League.
Pops it up down the first base line. Millar almost colliding with Burns, who had to sneak around him, but Millar makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 8 in a row now retired by Bronson Arroyo. He's been a nice groove here through the middle innings.
No, every time I watch Burns run, he's got great speed, but he just looks like he's ready to be completely out of control at any time. You know what I mean? I mean, he just lets it fly. He was a little bit out of control last year at Fenway in the playoffs.
Ken Maka would like to have seen more control shown from Eric Burns.
I'll say one thing, he certainly hustles. There's no question about that.
Eric Chavez, 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. A's certainly played great baseball in the second half. The problem for the A's in the last couple of years really been advancing deep into the playoffs. Seemed to get to the postseason, but beyond that first round has been tough. Swing and a miss, and there's the first strikeout of the night for Bronson Arroyo. 2 down.
Once again, that sweeping breaking ball from Bronson Arroyo, this time inside.
First baseman.
And off the inside corner that Chavez can't stay off of.
Breaking ball seems to have a little bit better snap on him.
Much better done than earlier in the game or at any point in his last out, which didn't last very long.
Last time out for Arroyo against Anaheim, just 2 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs. 4 of the 5 were earned runs. And his shortest outing as a starter for the Red Sox this season through just 68 pitches. And this is pitch number 70 of his outing tonight. 2-1 to Scott Hatteberg, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Arroyo, 27 years of age, splitting the last 4 seasons between AAA and the majors. The Pirates and the Red Sox. Miller with a long run, but he wanted the chance. He ran forever and still had a long way to go.
Yeah, it's a little bit, you know, like running a 50-yard dash every time you've got to try to chase a foul ball down toward foul territory in the seats.
Would you say we are higher here or at Fenway Park? Tough to tell. Looks about the same.
About the same, but we're farther away from the field here than we are at Fenway Park. We're closer to home plate.
Swing and a miss. Hatteberg strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Arroyo. He's retired 10 in a row. We're tied at 2 at the end of 6. Inning tied at 2. The Red Sox sending the bottom third of their order to bat against Barry Zito is back out there again. 4th highest in the American League in terms of pitches per inning. Pretty much right in line with what he has done tonight, 17.8, and he's thrown 106 pitches so far. Back out there for the 7th. Cabrera, Miller, and Kapler expected to bat for the Red Sox. Only 3 starts this season has Zito not pitched or thrown 100 pitches. Despite only pitching 4 innings at Fenway Park on July 6th, he did get up over 100 pitches. Cabrera laces one into center field, and the Red Sox have the leadoff runner on.
Well, Cabrera has now hit in 19 of his last 21 games for the Red Sox. A line shot right back up over the glove of Barry Zito.
Now batting.
I think Zito was in pretty good position to maybe make the play, but of course that ball a rocket right back at him.
It's just the 4th hit of the night for the Red Sox, and the first hit for them since the 4th inning.
You have the 2 teams in the American League that have sacrificed the fewest. The Red Sox last in the league, and Oakland 13th in the American League.
Seems as if lately, even though we've not seen a great many more sacrifices, that the philosophy has changed a little bit for Terry Francona. I think that's because the personnel has changed.
I think that, and the fact that the other way was not working. You know, really, yeah. I mean, for 3 months.
We have seen much more small ball lately. I also wonder if it's that time of year where you consider it more. Certainly you need to do that in the playoffs. Ricardo Rincona's up, the first action we've seen down in the Oakland bullpen.
Yeah, I think a couple of reasons, Don. I wouldn't call it small ball the Red Sox are playing. They've certainly sacrificed a few more times. They've hit and run a few more times, but nowhere near like someone like the Anaheim Angels would do it. But I think it's, you know, the other style was not particularly working as they were slugging along, you know, throughout the season. And they've had some different players that have been injected into the lineup that can do different things.
Well, Orlando Cabrera, certainly one of those guys, as he gains his lead once again, held on by Scott Hatteberg. Another throw over, and he throws over for Barry Zito.
You know, you saw Cabrera there when he took his lead peeking in, and what you do is at first base you peek in and try to see the sign that the catcher gives. And obviously, if you can pick up a breaking ball sign, you know, it's a great time for you to go. There's a little peek there, trying to see the sign.
Good long look there. 1-1 is hit high in the air to deep left center field. Kotze headed back onto the warning track, and that ball's off the wall. Cabrera being waved around by Dale Swaim. The throw to the plate, there'll be none, and the Red Sox take the 3-2 lead. RBI wall ball double for Bill Miller puts the Red Sox on top.
That ball hit a long way by Bill Miller. I thought it had a chance to be a home run. Base running 2 by Cabrera as he was around second base by the time this ball had bounced off the wall. It didn't miss a home run by very much.
Right fielder, Gabe Kapler.
Able to score all the way from first base on that very long double by Miller.
Miller now 4 for 8 against Barry Zito in his career. And he stands at second base with an RBI double that has put the Red Sox on top. Here's Gabe Kapler. Kapler 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out to shortstop and struck out swinging. Red Sox with their first lead of the night. The A's jumping on top with solo home runs from Kotze in the first and third. They were on top 2-0.
And you see Kapler there trying to take a shot towards second base toward the opposite field. Fastball was inside, but he still tried to move it to the right side to advance Bill Miller.
Miss, and it's 1-2 now to Kapler.
Trying again, but that's an awful tough pitch to try to do it on that big breaking ball from Zito. 2 strikes, forget it. I mean, you just try to make contact now. If you move it that way, great.
Ross missing to Kapler, and it's 2-2. Continuing to warm up in the Oakland bullpen for Ken Maka. As Kapler fouls this one off himself. Barry Zito in 117 pitches. The most was July 11th at Cleveland. It was in a 4-1 loss to the Indians, in which he worked 7 innings that night. The A's were able just to score 1 run for Barry Zito that night. 2-2 to Kapler. Chopped left side. Chavez ranging, throwing on the run, and in time to get Kapler. The ground ball to the left side. No advance for Bill Miller.
Well, again, as I mentioned, you know, the first 2 pitches, Kapler trying to move the ball to the right side, but with 2 strikes, he's just trying to make contact. Again, a very good curveball from Zito on that little tap down to the third base side. It's also a ball that Miller could not go on. Sometimes a ball that's hit to the third baseman, if he has to charge it, it leaves third base wide open. But that time, Chavez was going towards second base, so Miller had to hold his ground.
Jim Masear throws a screwball. Is up in the Oakland bullpen. Ricardo Rincon had been up. He now sits down. One out, Bill Miller at second base. Here's Dave Roberts. Roberts showing punched at the first one. Roberts grounding back to the mound in the first inning, grounded out to shortstop in the third, and then struck out swinging in the fifth. Bluff sending Miller diving back to the bag at second, but nobody cheating in behind him. Field hit well. Burns headed back to the warning track. That'll be over his head and off the wall. Bill Miller coming around from second base. He'll score, and the Red Sox lead it 4-2. An RBI wall ball double for Dave Roberts, and the Red Sox with a 2-run lead.
Well, I was surprised to see Roberts fake a bunt, or actually attempt a bunt with a man in scoring position. He put that in his back pocket. He goes back to swinging, and he gets a breaking ball that stays inside. And that's exactly where a left-hander would like to have it, off Zito. Stay inside. And he hits it up over the head of Burns. This ball is really carrying here tonight in this warm weather in Oakland. That's going to be it for Zito.
Zito getting up to 119 pitches, and he will now depart as Maka makes his way to the mound. And he will go to Jim Messier as Zito leaves, and the Red Sox have a 4-2 lead here in the midst of the top of the 7th inning.
Back in Oakland, 4-2, the Red Sox have the lead on 2 doubles in this inning. The first by Bill Miller, just missing a home run to left center field. And then Roberts getting that breaking ball that stays inside, and he hits the gap in right center field. And Red Sox, with those 2 doubles, take the 4-2 lead in this ball game.
Zito done after 119 pitches tonight, and he turns things over to Jim Messier.
55th appearance of the season for Jim Messier. 40 2/3, 35 hits allowed. He has struck out 43. Messier on the season making his 4th appearance against the Red Sox. He's worked a total of 2 2/3 on the season against Boston.
We're not in the inning. Dave Roberts at second base, and here's Mark Bellhorn, who's been aboard twice tonight. Bellhorn with an infield hit in the first inning. He grounded out to third base in the 3rd and then walked in the 6th. Zito still responsible for Dave Roberts, who's at second base. Roberts takes off for third. The pitch is a ball. The throw down is in time. They got him. Pretty good jump for Roberts. The left-handed hitter Bellhorn in there. A wide open shot for Damian Miller to gun down to third.
Well, you know, he had a good lead, but not a real good jump. You see the lead. It was a huge lead, but he was almost flat-footed. As going to third base, you like to have some movement going toward the bag. And that's only the 2nd time this year that Roberts has been thrown out. Once with the Dodgers, and now once with the Red Sox.
Bellhorn hits a line drive into right field. And is aboard with 2 down in the inning. His 2nd hit of the night.
And of course, that really makes the caught stealing look bad, because that's probably another run for the Red Sox.
That closes the book on Barry Zito. Zito going 6 1/3 tonight, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs. He walked 3 and struck out 4. He threw 119 pitches. And is on the hook. The Red Sox on top 4-2 and looking for more with 2 down. And he has good numbers against Jim Messier, including a home run. Manny with his 38th home run of the season back in the 4th inning. Goes the opposite way to right down the line. Eric Burns running into foul ground, and he can't make the catch. The foul ball as he went into the slide. Upset with himself as he appeared to be there.
Well, we pulled a Kevin Brown, too, as he punches that wall. Fortunately for Burns, there's padding on that wall, and he punched it with his right hand. Nice effort by Burns. He'll go into the slide. He feels like he should have had it. And now watch the right hook. Boom. That was more like a jab, I guess. Not a hook.
I wouldn't want to be on the other side of it, though. Jab or hook.
You can take it. Wobble a little bit. You bounce right back. Grab, snatch, hold on. Try to get your bearings.
Try to pin him. Oh, 2 to Manny. Red Sox have come up with 2 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. There's jackknifing back out of the way. Manny Ramirez has always had very good numbers against the Oakland A's coming into tonight. 46 games played. Manny with an overall .329 batting average against the A's with 9 home runs. Two and two now to Ramirez. Sends it up the middle into center field. Bellhorn up 90 feet to second base. And the second hit of the night for Manny Ramirez.
Well, there have been 2 balls in this inning hit right back at the pitcher. Cabrera against Zito to lead off the inning. And now Ramirez a little bit lower. That gets by Jim Messier into center field. And he does such a good job staying back, keeping that weight back, and then just exploding.
And David Ortiz coming up, and Ken Maka has the left-hander ready in the bullpen as he makes his way to the mound. Messier coming in, giving up base hits to Bellhorn and Ramirez. And Messier will be lifted from the game. Second pitching change here in the top half of the 7th inning, with the Red Sox on top now, 4-2. Jim Messier gone. He does not retire a batter as he gives up 2 hits, responsible for the 2 men on, as Oakland brings on the left-hander Ricardo Rincon.
Now Rincon making his 55th appearance of the season. No record, 0-0, 3.68 ERA. He has worked 4 times against Boston. In 4 1/3 innings against the Red Sox, he has given up 3 earned runs.
We had 2 pitching changes in the inning, and there's another reliever up in the Oakland bullpen, the submariner Chad Bradford. Red Sox have Bellhorn at second base, Ramirez at first, 2 down in the inning, 2 runs in. And here's David Ortiz, who's been on base twice tonight, a home run in the 4th, and he walked in the 6th inning. Ricardo Rincon from Veracruz, Mexico. He's 33 years of age. Oakland got him from the Cleveland Indians. July 30th of 2002. He's in the first year of a 2-year deal here with the Oakland A's. Ortiz and a broken bat fly ball to right field. Eric Burns is there, and the inning is over. The Red Sox get a pair in the top of the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch time. Boston on top, 4-2.
On a beautiful Labor Day.
7th inning stretch. The Red Sox have the 4-2 lead. Don't miss the Boston Globe's NFL preview section. You'll find an in-depth feature on Tom Brady, plus scouting reports on all NFL teams. Get ready for kickoff. Pick up the Boston Globe this Thursday.
Leading off Rosen, Kester.
24-minute wait for Bronson Arroyo, while the Red Sox were coming up with 2 runs in the 7th inning. And Oakland making all of their pitching changes during the inning as well, so Arroyo had to wait a while. He has retired 10 Oakland A's in a row as Damian Miller leads it off. The Oakland catcher is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out to third base, grounded out to second. Miller, Durazo, and Crosby expected in the inning. Arroyo, who had no strikeouts through 5 1/3 innings, struck out Chavez and Hatterberg back-to-back to end last inning. And Miller on to first, and Damian Miller is out number 1.
Well, it's a nice job tonight by Bronson Arroyo. You know, he had that tough start against the Angels last time. It was sluggish at the beginning of this ball game tonight, but he was able to battle through it tonight, and right now pitching very good baseball.
One down for Rubio Durazo. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has fly to the track and left. And grounded out to third base. That's the former Arizona Diamondback, a former teammate of Curt Schilling's. Line down the right field line, but a foul ball. Pretty good effort yesterday for Curt Schilling, who sort of ran out of gas at the end of yesterday's game, and things got rather interesting in the ninth inning, but the Red Sox were able to eke out the victory as it turned out. First in the major leagues to win 18 games.
That's Schilling now with 18 wins. He is now 4th in the American League in ERA, just ahead of Pedro Martinez. Schilling also among the league leaders in strikeout, 3rd in that category.
Durazo lines this one to right, and this one will get down and get by Kapler. To the wall, Durazo heading to second base, and he's got himself a one-out double. That breaks up a string of 11 in a row retired by Bronson Arroyo.
Now, 3 times tonight, Durazo has hit the ball very hard, and he finally picks up his first hit. A line drive that quickly gets by Gabe Kapler out in right field. And both outs in this game for Durazo into the opposite field, but both did well. This time he pulls the ball, and that shot by Kapler like it was going by a third baseman or a first baseman.
So 1 out, Durazo at second base. The Red Sox have action in the bullpen. Mike Myers about to start throwing, as is Mike Timlin.
The windmill, they get the windmill going.
Nobody doing the windmill. Bobby Crosby 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled in the second inning. 24-year-old rookie for the Oakland A's from Lakewood, California. The A's first-round pick, 25th selection overall in the 2001 draft. After the 1-1, a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Bobby Crosby out of Cal State Long Beach. And Veritek out to talk to Bronson Arroyo. Fielder Dave Roberts a step or two towards right center. Somewhat of a gap out there in left center field for Crosby. And it's hit out in the general direction of Roberts, going straight back. It's going to be over his head, and it'll one hop the wall. Durazo being waved around. He will score. And it's a one-run game now. 4-3 Boston. Back-to-back doubles for the Athletics here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And 2, and both those baseballs hit hard. The one by Durazo and that time by Crosby. Again, Roberts goes back as fast as he can, but can't get to this. 2 doubles now in the game for Crosby. And the A's are within 1 run. Well, you've got to wonder, Don, if the long sit in the dugout for Arroyo has affected him in this inning. I mean, he got a quick out to start the inning off Damian Miller, but the last 2 balls have been hit very hard off.
A 24-minute wait for Arroyo in the top half of this inning as the Red Sox were scoring 2 runs. There's Nick Swisher, who's 0 for 2 tonight and 3 for 7 in the major leagues. Inside is Swisher, and it's 1-1.
Big numbers for Swisher in the minor leagues this season. Hit a lot of home runs.
His major league debut on Friday in Toronto. He was 1 for 3. His first major league hit on Ted Lilly. A swing and a miss that time for Swisher, and the count 1-2.
9 home runs down at Sacramento.
He's leading all of minor league baseball in walks at 103 walks at the time of his recall. Leading the Pacific Coast League in runs scored as well, over 100 runs. He scored 109. And appeared in 108 games in center field. And the Sacramento River Cats. And after the 1-2, a fair ball, Millar will win the foot race to the bag for out number 2. And on to third. The potential tying run goes Bobby Crosby with 2 down.
Right over that first base bag for Swisher. But it takes a nice bounce into the glove of Millar. He just waves off Bronson Arroyo and takes it himself.
Number 2, Mark McLemore.
Well, the pinch hitter coming up for Marco Scutaro as Mark McLemore is announced into the game. He was in the original starting lineup today, but was pulled just before the game. And Marco Scutaro had gotten the start at second base, but McLemore will pinch hit.
Well, they say his knee was bothering him a little bit, and that's why he did not stay in the starting lineup. McLemore this year as a pinch hitter, 1 for 4.
Here comes Francona as McLemore announced into the game. And Terry will make the change. So Bronson Arroyo going 6 2/3 innings. Still responsible for Bobby Crosby, who is at third base. And he'll turn things over to the Boston bullpen. The Red Sox on top by a run. It's 4-3 Boston here in the last half of the 7th inning. With his outing tonight, if we take a look at his pitching line, he's still responsible for Bobby Crosby, so the number is not totally complete, but 6 2/3, giving up 7 hits, no walks, striking out 2 and throwing 87 pitches. And it seemed that 24-minute wait really got to him this inning with the back-to-back doubles, and now the Red Sox turn things over to Mike Timlin.
65th appearance for Timlin. Ranks him among the league leaders. As a matter of fact, puts him 3rd in the league in that category. Last time out was Friday against the Texas Rangers back at Fenway. 2/3 of an inning in that game. 1 hit and no runs.
Well, Timlin comes into a 2-out runner at third situation. The potential tying run 90 feet away at Bobby Crosby. And the pinch hitter Mark McLemore taking ball 1. Strike to even the count at 1-1 down to McLemore. John Bradford now joined by Arthur Rhodes in the Oakland bullpen. Grounded to third base with Miller in on the grass. The throw in time, and the Red Sox still have the lead as Timlin gets out of the jam. Boston on top 4-3 at the end of 7.